Do you know why humans undergo menopause? No? Well, don't worry, nobody does. There are two competing hypotheses, but our species is almost alone in undergoing menopause. The only other ones that do are some species of toothed whales. So today, we're going to look at the toothed whales in this article from Nature. The 5 types of toothed whales that have menopause are killer whales, false killer whales, short-fin pilot whales, beluga whales, and narwhals, the unicorns of the sea that my kids love so much. And so, the two competing hypotheses are, one is one you've probably heard about more, the grandmother hypothesis. You don't only pass on your genes through your children, you also pass them on through your grandchildren. And so the ability of a killer whale grandmother to take care of her kids, to guide them to where more food is, to be the matriarch of the clan, her menopause is going to help pass on her genes through her grandchildren. The other one is more of a competition. There's only so much food for so many mouths to feed. And if the grandmother stops reproducing, then there's going to be more food for her grandchildren. And overall, there will be less babies dying of starvation out of that gene pool. And so these aren't mutually exclusive hypotheses. They could be working with each other. But with this overlap of generations, those are the two things that could be going on. Unfortunately, the data for whales is not great. There are really hard things to study. They spend most of their time underwater. For instance, sperm whales, we assume that sperm whales make love. No one has ever actually seen a sperm whale make love, though I know we are all waiting for the video as soon as we can. But that means that it looks like what's happening is a mix of the grandmother hypothesis and the competition hypothesis from this limited data that we have in whales. And the authors conclude that this might be an example of convergent evolution, of that humans and whales both finding a similar strategy that works for both of them, with the grandmother hypothesis and the competition hypothesis. But this perhaps overstates what we know about menopause in humans, because we can't do much comparison with other species of apes about this either. As far as we know, we're the only ones to undergo menopause. Until just last year, there was one population of chimpanzees that had a long post-reproductive lifespan for females. And this was surprising given that chimps don't generally help their grandchildren anyway. They're not great grandmothers, but there is one population of chimps who do. And so, overall, the limited data we have in both humans and whales points to a mix of the grandmother hypothesis and the competition and mouth to feed hypothesis. But still, nobody really knows, so we have to pay more attention to old whales and old grandmothers.